Hey everybody, this is Randy Burns coming to you with this week's edition of What's Happening at Lindsey Wilson. This is an exciting week on campus. We have our SPC Community Campus Enrollment staff who are all here for their meetings, getting ready for the fall semester to kick in. And a lot of you who are out there, you may not know exactly how important Lindsey Wilson School of Professional Counseling and the Community Campus program that it operates is to the college. So we wanted to share a little bit of that about what the program is and how important it is to the college, to everyone. And also we wanted to reach out and say hi to all of our alumni from our SPC community campuses across the 5-state region. With me today, this has to be the prettiest edition of What's Happening at Lindsey Wilson that we've ever done. But with me today is the site coordinator for the Lexington campus, Miss Stacy Springston, who is Lindsey Wilson College class of
2004.
2004.
Yep.
Also, we have with us the regional enrollment director for the Southern Appalachian region.
Yes.
Hey, I got it. Miss Tommie Saragas. And Tommie, you are a double grad of Lindsey.
Class of 2003 and 5.
2003 and 2005. And last but not least, from Scottsville, Kentucky, we have Miss Dorinda Livesay, who is a 3-time Lindsey Wilson grad. What are the grad years?
96, 06, and 09.
Wow. So we've got all kinds of Lindsey Wilson degrees. Y'all have lots of Bill Lucky signatures, I guess, hanging on your wall, right?
Dr. Ruling.
Dr.
Ruling.
Yeah,
Yes.
that's right. That's right. Well, Tommie, let's start with you. You are a regional enrollment director with the program, and so you've been involved with the growth of the program pretty substantially over the last several years. Talk a little bit about the reach of the program, what the college tries to do through our community campus program, and what you and your colleagues as regional enrollment directors, some of the things that you do.
Okay. Actually, I was in the very first cohort of the community campuses in 2002, and at that time we had 4 sites, all in the state of Kentucky. Now we have 27 sites, 5 states. We're in Kentucky, West Virginia, Ohio, and Tennessee, serving the Bachelor of Arts in Human Services and the Masters of Education in Mental Health Counseling and Human Development. And what we try to do is go into underserved areas or areas where they need more professionals in counseling and human services, and bring this program there to grow those students so that more facilities can become available, more treatment options can become available, more services in those areas. And right now we have 707 students enrolled across the 27 sites, so it's a large population of the Lindsey Wilson campus, both undergraduate and graduate. We just graduated hundreds of students, undergrad and grad, in December. So at that point we had 1,026 students, and so down to 700. The difference is who graduated in December, and we're enrolling again for the fall for undergrad, so that number's going to shoot right back up.
All right. So you're talking about well over 25% of the Lindsey Wilson student body each year being students who attend class at some place other than Columbia, Kentucky.
Absolutely.
And it's just a phenomenal program. And so you work with Denise Fudge, who is the vice president of, what's her role specifically with the community campus program?
She is the vice president of educational outreach, and she supervises all of the community campuses, and the REDs, or the regional enrollment directors like myself, we report directly to Denise, and she helps us so much with financial aid and things like those aspects of enrolling students, because our coordinators on each site, they serve every role that each department serves on our main campus. So Denise is the spearhead of that, and she makes sure that our students on our community campuses are getting the same services and at the same quality as our main campus students. She tracks those numbers to make sure that we are online with budget and things like that to support our services and to support our campuses. But most of all, I think the word that keeps coming out is that she supports what we do. The other Reds and I, we have the luxury of heading up the teams in each region. We have 5 regions that cover the 5 states, and we just are support to our coordinators. The coordinators are the ones that are actually doing all of the work. And as any administration goes, the person that's meeting with that student and building that relationship, they are the ones that are the face of Lindsey Wilson College. And we just try to support them, and the Denise ultimately supports all of us in those tasks.
Well, speaking of your coordinators, we've got two of the best that are here with us today. Stacy, you're in Lexington.
I am.
Talk a little bit about what it's like. We in the meeting that we just came out of, I was sharing how we realize you guys, to go off of what Tommie just said, you guys are admissions counselors, your financial aid advisors, your academic advisors. A lot of you actually are professors in some of the classes in the program. And then you have guys like me who are also trying to get you to be like part-time alumni directors in your communities. Talk a little bit about what it's been like to work in this program and the relationship that you as a site coordinator are able to build with your students, and how rewarding that is to you as a...
Well, I think that the biggest benefit that I have is coming from the program, getting the experience. So I'm able to relay that to the students, but also having the multiple roles really does help us serve our students better, because we can explain to them, rather than sending them to one office across campus or another office across campus, we can kind of tell them everything that takes place with their enrollment, with their academics right there in one office. So we talked earlier about how the coordinators in the coordinator office is really a one-stop shop, and we really are, because we can pretty much do anything that the students need, from the bookstore to the admissions to registrar to any of those things, right there in that office. So that's what makes us stand out, and that's what makes us unique. So it really, really helps the whole experience.
What's been your favorite part of being on the Lindsey Wilson College team and the community campus?
I think you just, making a change in the communities is huge. We see so many of our students go out and do such remarkable things that there's no replacing that. They're going out and they're changing not only their lives and their future generations' lives, but they're changing whole communities, and that's remarkable.
Yeah. Dorinda, most of all of the sites that are part of the community campus program of the SBC partner with community campus sites, where through the Kentucky Community and Technical College system and sister programs in other states. Your site's a little unique in that Lindsey Wilson actually has a freestanding campus in Scottsville. Talk a little bit about that, because where throughout the rest of the program, our SBC program is the only program that's taught. Scottsville's able to do that, but also able to help students who maybe want to do something other than just their professional counseling program.
Right. The Scottsville campus is actually kind of what you could consider a standalone campus. We established it in Scottsville in 1992. We started out with one program in business management. And since then, we have grown over to have 6 total programs, where we offer the Associate's Degree in Business Management along with the online program for criminal justice, and then 3 bachelor's degrees, criminal justice, the Human Services and Counseling, and Business Administration. And the Business Administration is seated and online. And then, of course, now we have the master's program in Counseling and Human Development.
Probably the thing that I've enjoyed most about being able to attend some of the pinning ceremonies. If you're a graduate of our SPC program, then you know how special the pinning ceremonies are. Basically, they are many graduation ceremonies that each community has, where they get to recognize the graduating class each year. The thing that stands out to me from the very first pinning ceremony that I traveled to 6 years ago, I guess, is the closeness and the bond that is fostered between the professors in the program and the coordinators in the program and the students that come through that program. Tommie, why is that bond like it is? Why is it so strong?
I think it speaks to our culture. In a lot of the areas where we are, it just fits smoothly into the culture. But we started actually the cohort design so that if you start in fall, you stay with that same group of people the entire program. If you start in the spring, that group of people. And a beautiful byproduct of that was the relationships that happened in the classroom, the weekend format that we have. We meet on Friday nights and Saturdays, and so those people support one another throughout the experience, and they become family. And I say all the time, I'm a proud member of the Lindsey Wilson family, and those students feel that. And we tell them at orientation, look to your left, look to your right. These people are going to become your family. And I don't think they really grasp that until about mid-first semester, and then they can't believe it. And the faculty are so engaged and so committed to the student success. And again, absolutely the coordinators, that's where the relationship starts. And we have a lot of competition, a lot of programs that offer great quality programs outside of what we offer. And what brings the student back time and time again is the coordinator and the relationship and that faculty member that went above and beyond. All of us that work in enrollment get to teach as well if we choose to, and it's one of my very favorite things because it allows that time for the one-on-one time with the student. But it's the relationship, and they crave that support. And the students that are on main campus, they might have extracurricular activities or things that they can do to build up opportunities to get to know one another. And all of this happens within the weekend format within the classroom, and so the students just cling to it. And most of our students are non-traditional students, so they have multiple roles. They're parents, they're taking care of elder parents or elder grandparents, they're working full-time jobs, they're involved in their communities. And so they need support, and we celebrate birthdays and weddings and help each other, hold each other's hands through losses and grief. So it's an amazing thing to witness, but it happens every time without exception. And every campus is a little bit different. It kind of takes on the personality perhaps of the coordinator or of that community, but one thing that's always the same is the bond that they create.
Something you said that just really resonates with me is when you talked about how it becomes family, and you even made the statement, you said Lindsey Wilson is family, which is something that is a part of the DNA and the culture here at the college. And it's so to me it's a beautiful thing to be able to go to these individual sites, these individual communities that are miles away from Columbia, but that Lindsey Wilson family is still there. And so for all of our alumni of the SPC Community Campus Program who are out there, we want you to know how proud we are that you are a part of our family. For those alumni who are out there who maybe didn't graduate from the SPC program, but you graduated from a traditional program here on main campus, we hope that you've enjoyed learning a little bit more about the School of Professional Counseling and our community campus program. And never forget, we are Lindsey Wilson and we are family. And so that's going to do it for this week's edition of What's Happening at Lindsey Wilson. Thank you, ladies. You did a wonderful job, and we'll see you next week.